Welcome back to Project Buddy. It's been sort of a while since I've done one. Some things have changed for some things that I've done before, or videos I did before, rather. So I know I haven't said it on the channel before, but I am an amateur radio operator, otherwise known as a ham radio operator. So today I'm going to build a 2-meter and 440 meter antenna. So that's for different frequency bands that we are permitted to talk on, and I needed to get a new setup for up in my attic, or I wanted to try something new. So I'll show you what I'm going to be working on. So this is one that I found on one of the magazines that I do. So it's a little bit different. It takes a PL259 and an SO239 connector, and you get some wire, and you get some coax, etc. So this is sort of what I'm doing. It tells me how long to cut the lengths of the wire. This particular piece I don't have. I thought I had one, but I don't. So I'm going to improvise. So I have these little, I'd say they're called RCA jacks. And I'm going to take one of those, and as you can see on this particular one, I've got the plug. These are what you used to use like for speakers for your stereo, etc. So I'm just using this to hold it in place. But I'm going to solder a wire in there, which will be the antenna portion. And then off of this plate, I'm going to put the radials on it. So I'll show you how that looks. So if you'll see, we've got radials, which are called ground planes, off of those, and then this is the main element. So I'm going to work on soldering this first part. Sorry, I hope the camera wasn't bad there. So I'm going to do one of the long ones, so it's 19¼ inches long. That's going to be for my 2-meter band, and I'll solder that into the connector, and then I'll be putting it into the plate, etc. So we'll go from here. So I am definitely not the best solderer in the world. So I'm showing what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the continuity between this and the main plug. So I'll use a meter for that. So I'm going to check the continuity. So I've got my little fluke meter over here. I got the sounding on. And if I take the two probes and touch them together, they'll make a beep. That tells me that there's a connection there. So I'm going to take this other end of this unit and attach it to the antenna itself. As you see, it's beeping. If I touch it to the outside, it's not beeping. So I'm checking right here on the outside shield, or the outer portion. And if I check on the connector itself, from connector to connector, I've got a connection. So as long as I don't have, let's see if I can show this a little better. So this is the outside of the connector. This is the main portion that's attached to the antenna. So when I tested one of my probes from that center to the antenna, I've got a connection. If I set it to the outside and test to the antenna, I don't have a connection, so that's good. But I've got a connection to the outside of the connector here. So I'm trying to, sorry. So here's the outside of it, which would be the outer portion. I've got a connection between that and the outside, but not on the outside to that, which I don't want. I just want that center pin right here to be connected to the antenna. So I'll test it again just to make sure. Yes, so I've got a connection, so I'm good there. So all I'm doing here is I'm taking my little wire stripper tool and just ripping this insulation off the outside because I need it to be bare wire. So as you can see, I've got the tip of it. Now I just need to get the rest of this off. So I drilled a hole through this plate so I can put the antenna up through there. I'm going to use these little connectors on the end of these wires, and then I'll connect them onto there. That will just make it a little bit easier to do in the future. I did make an error of when I was stripping the wire off. I cut the wire in half, and I need this to be that length, so I just took a little butt splice connector, and I think that's what they're called, and crimped it on. So now I'm going to go and take the other, I'm going to take the other area, or the other connector for my other frequency, and I'll just solder the piece of copper onto that, and I should be good to go. So we'll see. Okay, so this is what I have so far. This is my 440 meter antenna. That's my other, sorry for the mess in the back. And underneath there's where the connections are, if you can see. So I'm going to go and hook it up upstairs and see if it works. So I have it in place. Here's the antennas. I put the radials on there, and you can see I just put them on with the eye connector. Eye connector, I guess. Circle connector, and then attached them. I put some labels down there so I know which jack is for which antenna connection. So now I'm going to hook it up and see if it works. Okay, well, this is what I would call my ham shack. There's my radio, and I didn't need this antenna. Whoops. Anyway, I hooked it up and talked with one of the guys that I normally talk to in the morning, and it worked just fine. You could hear the beep in the back. That means the repeater's picking it up. So everything worked good. So if you're an amateur radio operator, ham radio operator.
AFQ, KFA, AFQ, WA1 EIB.
Okay, as you can hear, it's working in the back. So if you're a ham radio operator or an amateur radio operator, they go hand in hand, the names. I hope this was helpful. It was pretty easy. It was a little tough with the soldering because I'm not very good at soldering, period. I really try, but it just never seems to work well. So I probably need to get with an expert of how it works. So anyway, well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I know this is probably to a limited audience, but it should work for other type of antennas too. This just happens to be a broadcast one. So please like and subscribe and leave comments, and we'll see you soon. KC8 EGD clear, as I would say on the radio. Bye bye.